evening. We'll get going here in a second. There we go, we got a viewer. Alright, let me explain what I'm doing here. I normally don't do it this way, but because this is a little bit different and my thought process was a little different. You see, I was going to run this bell crank behind this spar way back here, but I can't bring myself to do that. I would hate to build this airplane and have it totally ruined. So I'm going to mount it up here so that this lead out goes ahead of the spar. And I've kind of had to plot this out on paper to figure out how it was going to work. So as I've told most people, I don't draw plans normally. I did draw this airplane out. There's a couple criteria that I try to stay with when I'm designing or building an airplane. Hi Paul. I have an airplane that works pretty well, the June RXL. So I've got the same numbers, except I shorten the nose a ½ inch. Tail moment's the same, the nose moment's a ½ inch shorter than the other one. What that does is it sets the engine back, so I have less room for a tank. So if I were to stay ahead of the wing with the tank, it would be right on the engine. So I had to figure out how much into the wing I could cut to make a tank box. So what that does is I have to figure out where can the 4-inch bell crank go and not hit the tank. So 1, 2, 1, 2. The bell crank will go right here. And we'll draw it in there. So we got 2 here. Good afternoon, everybody. We need a pivot, and that sticks above the wing. So there's my bell crank. So now that I have that plotted where it has to be, because the tank I'm going to use, this is a 7-ounce tank. I'm going to use the 8-ounce tank, which is just a slightly longer. It'll come all the way up to here. It's about an inch longer. So that'll clear the header, because I've already drawn in the header. And we got the little sausage muffler on here. So I'm going to need a back pipe mount on this thing, so that goes right here. Going to be an 1/8 inch tab. It goes right there. stayed home from work today. I got deathly sick this morning. Must have been them cream cookies I ate. I ate some oatmeal cookies for kind of a breakfast, and boy, I got sicker than a dog. My stomach's not handling all this crap very well. Alright, so I figured out my tail moment, my flaps, the elevators in here. This drawing took probably 5 minutes to do. I mean, just a bunch of lines. And it looks very similar to my Junar XL. However, I changed the rudder shape just a little to make it a little more sportier than the other one. The other one goes up on the tail. It doesn't look very good. So this is a, I mean, I normally don't do this at all. I normally just build it. But this is a layout that I'm going to run for next year with a PA65 in it. Hopefully I can make it light and respond well. So now, today what we're going to do is we're going to work on the wing. I got to finish up the inboard wing. I already have the sheepskin molded, leading edge molded. It's been sitting in the mold for about a, I don't know, day. That'll be plenty. But we got to make some shear webs, and I have to do a landing gear block. I need to find my basswood. I don't know what I did with it. It's got to be in here somewhere. Haven't been anywhere. Got to be here. What the hell did I do with it? Pocket hinge XL. There we are. Got that ruler. We need this. You guys come and watch my unorganized mess. What happens is I'm looking for it now, I can't see it, or I don't see it, and I'll be looking for something else and it'll show up. Just like my dressmaker's tape did. Tim Redmond, if you're watching, my other Continental's for sale. No engine, no tank, no wheels. Just the airplane. It runs on a muffler. Of course, I'd sell you the muffler too. Okay, there it is. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. We're going to set up the landing gear blocks first, because I got to get them glued in and get them drying. We're going to need that, so we turn it over. So I did find my little saw, which this saw is about useless. It does sort of cut balsa wood, but that's about it. Okay. This is a Harbor Freight saw junk. Okay, so how do I do the landing gear blocks? piece of 1/8" wire. That's the platform there, and I glue it to this wire here. Okay. So now I got a cheap fence here. Come on. Yeah. Probably should just put a line on it and cut it. Probably would go better. Let's do that. You young guys that are watching this, don't do what I do. I'm not responsible for any accidents. Take this off. We're going to use that. It bound up the last time. Okay, so I now have it glued to this, like so, and just break that out, and it's a perfect slot. Pretty simple, easy peasy, nice and squeezy. gonna, well, it looks like it's pretty much got in there really good. And the way that I lock these up, there's no way for it to come apart. Okay, let's cut it to shape. This little saw comes from Harbor Freight. It's not good for much. It's good for this light, real light stuff. I mean, it's going to cut the 1/2-inch maple too, but... And for you guys that have watched me for a while, one of the things that I tell you, never take your eyes off the blade when you're using something like this. Any machinery, never take your eyes off the blade. If somebody's calling you, stop the machine and get your hands away from it, and then, you know, keep your mind on the blade, because that blade will screw you up. Okay, we got this part done. Now we need to locate the holes and locate the torsion arm. So I need to move all this stuff. See, that's the bad thing about working in a little place like this. Got to move stuff so I can do something, then move it back, because I'm going to need it again. Or I might could cut it with my back saw again. These videos, I hope, show you how easy it really is to build these things. It's really simple. Any moron, because I can do it, can do this. Basic set of numbers, little skill with hand tools, and determination. And be willing to stand around this for long periods of time. Okay, let's. First thing we need is a template for the drill holes. So I'll get a piece of paper here. Yeah. Come on. Of course, I've been doing it over 50 years, and you know what I think is easy seems like a big hurdle for some, but it's really not much. Okay, so I need this wing here so I can make the template. I try to make both sides match. So I need to make a template for this right here. Gotta take them screws out. Yep. Here's another important feature. The landing gear is going to be coming out this side and it's going to be pointed forward. You don't want the screw there. Oh, I gotta change camera angle. Okay, here we go. Landing gear comes from the center to the outboard side, and it's going to be leaning forward. You don't want to have the screw on the forward side of the outboard, otherwise the ball driver would have to go through the landing gear, the wheel and the wire, maybe wheel pants. So always put this back one toward the spar. We need to take this out. Because we're gonna make them exactly the same. Got epoxy on it. I'll have to get my Jim Lee tap out, it looks like. There we go. Hey, Mike. Yeah, you gotta have some stick-to-itiveness, that's for sure. Okay, what happened to the pencil? There it is. So we need a template of this door hatch. Good work. Yeah, well, like I say, I've been doing it a couple of days. I'm watching a new guy, the Modelers channel or whatever, and he's building an F4U Corsair. Using the plans and wax paint, you know, the old gallows type kit or whatever. I was thinking about having him come on here and we'll discuss how to write that airplane. I could build in an evening. One evening. Come on. He's going about things the hard way. Okay, so we're going to cut to the inside of the line because we want that to fit down in there. He's an old guy, probably my age. Okay. Supposed to go flying tonight, but like I say, I was sick. I'm just not going out. Look at that. Looks like I knew what I was doing. So this one should be... No, it's not there. 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 Come on now, get over there. There, okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close would be nice. So we'll transfer this. So this one here needs to go this way. because it's polar opposite of what the other one is. And I'll custom make the door, for, you know, obviously for each side. So I need to drill those holes there. What happened here? There we go. And I've been using 440s for this, but 256 screws would work just as good, I'm sure. Because they really don't do anything except for to hold the door on. The landing gear is supported by this groove and the block, the torsion block that I'm going to make right now. First we're going to get need to put some blind nuts on that. I got to move everything again to get at that. Yeah, I guess it's about a week old, or I don't know, the 18th of, I don't know how old this thing is. But I got most of the parts made, except for fuselage will take a couple evenings to make. What takes so long on something like this is the finish. The finish will probably be, you know, at least a month or so, probably 2 months, maybe 3, you know, depending on how good you want it. And you guys will get to see endless hours of sanding and sanding and sanding. Okay, so I have a piece of 1/2 by 1/2 maple here. We're going to need to get this out of the way. I don't need the bell crank. I got it pretty much figured out now, and this ain't the bell crank I want to use anyway. So now, you need to hold this plywood floor up in here. I wonder if I did that right. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did it right. You know what? I could take this out of the wing saddle. I'll do it like that. I forgot all about that. That way I got a little room to work. Easy peasy, nice and greasy. 30 minutes in. So, yeah, that's where the glue goes. Yeah, happy little circles. Okay, we got to get my powerful saw here again. You watch this thing dog on this half-inch stuff here. Forgot. Alarm might go off. Okay, I got that. But I got a stick to poke it to shut it off. Normally you want this block. Let me go over here. Normally you want this block to come all the way to the top of the rib. But don't let it touch, because it'll show through. So I've cut it too long. So we'll lower it a little bit. We're going to have to lower it a whole bunch more to get the saw back. Yeah, I gotta sand on that for half an hour. What happened there? Cord's loose inside there. I'm gonna have to take it all apart to fix that junk Chinese crap. Okay. Gotta be careful. We used to say that about Jap stuff, and now it's good stuff. Still too damn tall. There we go. It's about 64th underneath the plywood ribs, so that'll work fine. Wait a minute. Maybe not. Didn't have it pushed up there. Yeah, it's still too tall. I don't want that showing through the sheeting. Come on now. Well, I'm not going to work on this to got it that time. Hey, Jim. All right. We got her that time. Yep. That is good. Okay, I need to put my blind nuts in now. Okay, dig through this stuff to get the nuts out. I'll replace those with aluminum after it's finished. Like I said, I believe that 256 screws would work on that. The hardest part of this is drilling that hole through this block without a drill press. I mean, I'll show you how I do it, but not for the faint at heart, because you only got one chance. I do need to make those shear webs before I go any farther. the hammer. I don't know where the hammer went. Ooh, it's hot in here. Didn't get hot until just here a little bit ago. Muggy. Now let me take these all the way out. I'm gonna get a hammer and tap them down in there real good. We certainly don't want them coming out. Hammer. Well, you know, it's fairly easy to find. Okay, now we're going to run these in until they're flush. Keep the epoxy out of the threads. You know, I normally don't run these things any longer than an hour because my metrics go way down, because people come in and watch for 5 minutes and then leave. Okay, so that's the landing gear mount. And Jim, did you see the opening video where I'm going to run the bell crank where it belongs? Or as close to where it belongs as I can get. I just can't bring myself to putting it back there. I don't care what anybody does. Not right. Okay, that's it. So now I gotta move everything again. I think before I do that, I'm going to cut the shear webs in there. So I don't get ahead of myself. At least I can get this thing done and get it semi put up. I'm going to run a storage locker, which is just down the street, and start putting some of this stuff in a 10 by 10 locker. I just don't have the room here. And then I'll take it home. Built myself into a corner. Now we're going to need that for there. We're going to need the epoxy. So, I guess the first thing to do would be to glue this and get that set aside, and then we'll start making shear webs. Because I'd like to have this I would like to have this at least set up and ready to accept the sheeting for tomorrow. Of course, you guys seen me put the sheeting on before. It's no big deal. Just put it on there, line it up, glue it together. I do that all in hand, but you can do it any way you like. As you can see here, Jim, I've drawn out the airplane I'm building, which I normally don't do, but I did this time because of the bell crank situation. Bell crank tank to try to help me visualize where I gotta be. We don't need this stuff. We're gonna need this and this. We don't need this. Nor do we need that anymore. Throw it out. Yeah, I know. At least I'll know it'll work. Matter of fact, I'll bring the camera on this side and give you a picture of what the airplane's got, the profile of the airplane. It's a little more sleek than my June RXL. Still the same flavor, still the same numbers, except for the nose a half-inch shorter. Tail moment's the same. Wings the same. Stab and elevator are the same. But this is taking on a little slicker look. Let's go back to here. And we'll move this one. I guess that's the right angle there, yeah. Need to zoom out, I guess. There we are. Might be hard to see. But that's the plan form for this year's airplane. It's got a little bit thinner fuselage back here and a little bit bigger rudder, just to make it look more like an air racer or a 60s style airplane. I don't know whether you can see the rudder or not. Oh yeah, you can see that. I am building the pipe tunnel in it, but we're not going to put a pipe in it at first, because I would rather not tote that thing around unless I absolutely have to. I've got a different style muffler set up. Than I have on the Continental. It's a header with a sausage on it, and I put a screw in there, so it goes just like that. And it'll dump right out in front of the landing gear. Of course, you get a little bit of blow by there, but no big deal. Should work. I mean, I'm trying to use everything I know to make it right. Of course, that's what I did on the Continental too, but you just can't get over that big block iron. You know, that 75 just weighs a lot. It's a lot of weight, and all that fuel's a lot of weight. And it flies all right. It's just not what I like. I like, you know, crisp turns. So here's what we got here. Let's get to work on the wing. Okay. What happened to them sticks? Man, I just had them and they were laying up there. They fall off. Nope. Had some mixing sticks laying up there, and now I don't know what the hell happened to them. Oh, shit. There they are. How can you get anything done? Steve Moon gave me these coffee stir sticks from the airlines. I should have got a whole bunch more from him. Maybe I'll message him and see if he'll send me a couple of few packages of them. I wonder if I can do it. I'm going to try this. Let's see if we can get it on there in the right spot. So right there is where it's got to be glued. No, I don't want to glue it there yet. I want to glue it on the bottom. Don't want to glue it there yet. Want to glue it on the bottom. Now to line this up. Come back here. I agree this is probably hokey, but we're going to get it figured out here. I'll just have to sit here and hold it for a minute. So I got to be the human clamp to hold this thing, except I'm not clamping, I'm just letting it drop, but I got to hold it low. Then we'll make the shear webs, stick these in and glue this into that when the ribs are lined up. But I'm going to drill this now. I drilled it in the wing last time. Had to make a couple of swipes at it. Not good. Let's see how much this weighs. Ounce. That's where that weight comes from. When I weighed the wing, you know, it was coming out at 3.2. So 3.2 is 2.7. Yeah, that's right. 2.7 ounce per panel instead of 3.2. So that's correct. Because normally when I build these wings, I don't weigh them with these blocks in it. But because I'm doing these blocks differently, so that the end grain is captured, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I guess we'll run to 7 o'clock. That'll be a 2-hour and 45 or an hour and 45 minutes instead of my normal hour. Yeah, that's sticky enough to set down, I believe. Those again. We don't need. We're gonna need the knife. We don't need to pick up these plans though. Cut on the cork. Put these on the bench. Did you guys understand my mindset behind drawing a set of plans, which I normally don't do? I mean, you're more than welcome to do it if you like, but probably if you're a new builder, it would be advantageous for you to put your thoughts down on a piece of paper instead of just start cutting wood. But I normally just cut wood because I know what I want. But this particular instance, because of the geographic location of all this stuff, I kind of had to do it this way or make some mistakes in wood. And I really didn't want to do that because I really don't have a whole lot of good wood. I'm using all the first choice wood on this project. That should have got it. Yep. You can ask Jim. Jim's in the chat right now. Back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we used to get wood that was so choice, so light. It, you know, a 17 gram piece of wood today is a 7 and 8 gram piece of wood in the 80s and 90s. Oh, damn. No, that's right. This goes on this. Almost screwed up. This is the end board side. Goes this way. Almost screwed up. Okay. make sure that you glue your blind nuts in these landing gear areas. I have had them come out. I used to use CA on them, but use epoxy. Way, goes that way. That's correct. I'm going to need to strip wood, so I need to move this set of plans. I also drew the elevator, stab an elevator on the other side of this. So this is basically a set of plans you could build from, no problem. I just write down some numbers and you go from there. I have built many airplanes on less than this, on off a napkin. Okay, shear webs coming up. Now what I need to do here is I need to glue these two ribs in here before I start cutting rib set or cutting shear webs. So you want to make sure that's in there. We're going to have to get the pins out and pin this down. Maybe not. That looks pretty good. I probably should pin it down. I'll be crying if it's wrong. You guys got any questions how I do stuff, or how I think about it? See, the bell crank was going to be set all the way back at this black mark, and I got to look at it and man, that geometry just is not right. So I decided, I cut holes in those ribs there. I decided to move it up here. Now that's still 3/4 of an inch behind where I normally do it, but it's not that drastic 3 inches back there. I think I probably can handle 3/4 of an inch better than I can handle 3 inches. exactly where they go, right there, like so. I'd kind of like to have this one tweaked over a little bit. Your eyes are the best guides. I mean, you can see something. I can't show you here on camera, but I'm looking down the leading edge right here and make sure all the leading edge rounds are lined up. I got one here that I'll take a little piece of sandpaper to before I do anything. I'll do that now so I don't forget. Make sure which one it is. This one right here got a little That's close enough. It'll be fine. Okay, so now we glue them 2 sets in there. What do I do with the glue? Set it right here. Perfect. Let's see if it stays when I unpin it. Yep, perfect. So now I can glue in my landing gear block. Before I sheet it, I have to make 4 shear webs. So let's do that now. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I already have this one cut to the right height. So we'll cut a few of these pieces to this height. So that's 1, 2, 3. This is L4. 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 Each one of these needs to be hand fitted for maximum strength. So you want to cut a little large. And I got a little glue on my back saw here. That ain't good. How the hell did that happen? What happened to the knife? Oh, God. off my back saw here. I don't want to ruin that. This is my favorite tool. Give me a second, guys. I got to get this clean before I use it. Let's see what I do with that. Here's this stuff here. Nope, that ain't it. Nope, there it is. Be more careful with this saw. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. That works really well. Unbelievable. So, what the next video will entail, I'll probably just put the sheeting on without being on air, because I've done that so many times on air, it's ridiculous. We'll start building the fuselage. One more coat of this on here. Fuselage's got to weigh less than 7 ounces. Okay, got it clean. One more spot. Might as well get them all. This is just debonder, and it actually works pretty damn good. Which debonder is acetone. Some type of gelling agent in it too, but for the most part it's acetone. I thought it was naphtha, but it's acetone. Okay, we'll try to keep that out of the glue. Okay, let's cut some shear webs. We'll cut a bunch of pieces. Huh. Oh, because the wing's tapering. Okay, so really not quite tight as I like it. Yeah, not tight enough for there. Try again. It'll probably work. Yeah, it'll work. Don't make it work. Damn. I have to get some thick CA. Or will a heavy coat of clear take care of it after I get another compressor? I don't know what you're trying to take care of. You got to remember, the internet is not like a conversation. I'm not there. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to kind of spell it out. Come on. That's unbelievable. I can't get none of the glue to come out of this. Read the question before that. Okay, Paul Miller. Let's see here. Hi Sparky is all I got here. Let me go over here. Oh, I see. Yes, it's okay to sand it with 1000, but sand it very lightly. You don't want to go through it. I would sand it with probably 2,000. Okay. Yeah, see, I was running on a different software. That if you guys cuss, put any cuss words in there. YouTube holds the comment for review. BSA motorcycles, yay! Hate from Sydney. When I played with BSAs, they had Wetworth tools. Junk. Junk. Can't believe I can't get nothing to come out of this bottle. Because it's empty. There it is. Come on, you. There we go. I want that to stay there, but I don't want this in. Okay. Okay. All right, L4. AF is just as bad. But I don't know what AF is. Okay, we got that sorted out finally. Alright, how do you get these things to fit perfect? Well, I'll show you. You gotta do it in your hand. None of this is rocket science. Alright, you just take this, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here or not. Take this shear web, this thing is like free flight here, it's so light. You put it in there. You take your X-Acto that's cropped up. I'm going to need a new blade. That's loose too. I'm not doing a very good job of gluing. Good thing I got to detail glue all this stuff. Shit. In the right spot though. So we'll leave it alone. I gotta get a new blade. I got a friend in Australia that's really taken care of me. He's really helped out the channel. Come on, Get out of there. Okay. Come on now, get in there. I know you want to go in there. I'm going to have to sand it. Fits on these should be really tight, really good joints. Otherwise your wing could be weak. Come on. There we go. We got it. Wow, there it is. Let's see here. We need to cut some of that edge off there. Maybe just turn it over. Come on. Nope. It amazes me the devotion you have to your hobby. Some of my motorcycle projects may sit for years. Yeah, well, I used to, you know, whether you knew it or not, I am a motorcycle guy too, or I was. I've since got out of that, but the heck? What the heck? There it is. Ah, broke it. This particular hobby is all about desire, and if you ain't desiring to get it done, you ain't going to get it done. There we go. So we need a 16th more on that. I probably should cut it right, I guess. There we go. Yeah, I watch a lot of channels that they put out one video a month. I think we got one every day of some type. Come on now, get over there. There it is. There it is. Now I need to tack that so it stays. I really need this glue here. I think I'd kill myself if I had to deal with these glue bottles. This glue bottle is total crap. You can't get it open either. Let's try this other one. It's plugged up too. We'll try it. Yeah, got it. Okay. Two more to go. Okay, what happened there? Perfect parts make perfect wings. Well, we got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen here. Off camera, I'm going to glue this in. I'm going to finish these shear webs. I'm going to glue this in. I'm going to put the sheeting on it. I'll have that done before 10 o'clock tonight. I got to eat, then I got to go to sleep. Then the wing's done, or laid out pretty well. I'm not going to glue the two halves together until I absolutely have to, for room sake. I don't have much room here. I'll go ahead and another thing that needs to be done, and I'll show you before I put the cap strips on, is the shear webbing and the trailing edge needs to be done. So all this back here gets filled in with 16th grain up and down. Now you don't have to go completely solid. You could just, but I think it looks better. So I do it all the way. Just in case when I crash you guys can't say, "Ha, look at that, you didn't do it right." Because don't let anybody kid you. Even the best experts, these airplanes have a life expectation, and you don't know when it's going to happen, because you're only a millisecond away from disaster. When these guys are flying RC airplanes, they're 4, 5, 6 mistakes up. When we're flying airplanes at 5 foot, you're a heartbeat from the ground. I mean, 55 miles an hour, 5 foot is not very far. I mean, not very long. You just whap, snap, you're done. So you got to keep that in mind. Everybody crashes. You just try not to make it a habit. On these angles here, I try to sand an angle into it. So I just hold this up here and Sand an angle in it. But I need to sand the top off of this a little bit. This is what keeps your wing from twisting, right here. These pieces here. So are they important? Absolutely. Yeah, we got 5 minutes, so I'll cut the last piece. Goes in that way. Not quite. Yeah, it's got a little gap, but that's all right. I might cut that again, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. This thing is so fragile in this state. You could break it so easy. You can break them when they're together, but really break them when they're in this state. Okay, it needs a little off the top. It should go in there. Damn, it's a 16 short too. What's going on? Need to cut another one. I know why. This angle right here. Mark it with a pen, cut it to the outside of the line, sand it to shape. This way. There we go, that's better. Remember, you're not building a watch, but perfect is good. Tight joints means less glue, means lighter weight. And what else would you be doing? There we go. And that's the trick right there. Kiwi country. That would be, don't tell me now. That would be, shoot, Gerald's from there. New Zealand, right? That's right next to Old Zealand. Somewhere west of Australia. Northwest. I guess what I'll do here, well, it doesn't much matter. Okay, I'm gonna glue that in on this. What's he doing? I haven't seen him in a while. You guys got poor internet over there, really bad. Should be coming up on winter time. No, wait a minute. See, we're coming up on summertime for you guys. Is that right? We're going to go into spring, fall. You're at springtime. We go to winter, you go to spring. Our fall, and you go to spring. Our winter is your summer. And your toilets run backwards there. If you guys don't believe the Coriolis effect is real, search on YouTube for Coriolis effect and see the kid with his wash basin standing on the equator, and he'll move that wash basin 10 feet and the water will swirl the other way. The magnetism of the earth. need to pull them screws out so we don't get soupy. There we go. Yeah. Even the ship's toilets will run backwards when they cross the equator. Where's the big one? I have a big one handy here somewhere. There we go. Oh, a little goober up there. Don't want that. That would make my sheeting bump right there. Get that up. Okay. You guys want me to go to 2 hours? That's another 11 minutes. I guess we could just go 2 hours. It's only 11 minutes more. Well, you've seen what I've got done in 2 hours. This wing is ready to have its skin put on it, on the leading edge there. Shoot. I slopped it in the goop. I gotta get that wiped up. Yeah, that would have been a disaster. Still could be a disaster on the finish. Alcohol. Normally I wouldn't worry about this, but I'm trying to do a front row finish on this. And as my tagline said, finish starts with first piece of wood cut. So good solid joints. No boogies. So now I have to build the box inside that landing gear area. And I can do that, well, it's only 8 minutes, so I don't think I'll get that done. All I'm going to do is cut some 16th wood to go all the way across from this rib to this rib and glue to that on leading and trailing edge, and then sand it this way, and then I'll put the ends on it, and then we're ready to sheet. I mean, this wing is so close to being, this side is so close to being complete, except for the trailing edge. That'll take several hours to do. Do you have to do it? No, but I do recommend that you do. This is where my tank box is going to come back to, this line right here, what I got plotted out. So I'll have to transfer this line to that airplane. I'll have to cut that box just wide enough for the fuselage to plug into it. So I got to remember when I do that to cut the outer wing hole, but not the doubler. I'm going to use 3/16 or 3/32 fuselage sides with an 1/8 inch doubler carbon fiber. Going to split it my normal place. The front plugs onto the back half. I can show you that on my drawing. I mean, you guys have seen me do it. It's the easiest way to do it. The way I was taught was the old nobler way, where you cut the bottom out and put this. Ridiculous. And you always end up short on material and got to add. It's better just to cut the right size hole, plug it in, and you're done. Any questions? We had a pretty good productive evening tonight. I'm happy with progress. Went a long ways quick. I'll have my next weapon of choice way before the Nats next year. Alright, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for spending your time with me. We'll see you on the next reel. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.